I've used AI to condense my team. I've used it to cut my payroll by probably about 80%. I'm not taking that money, but what I am doing is I'm using that to be able to better serve my customers, to be able to give my customers more value for even less money than what I was charging them before. That's
This is Secrets for Success.
Welcome to the Secrets for Success podcast. I'm your host, Greg Todd. Thank you guys, as always, for joining me. Last week, you remember how I talked about going to that conference in Dallas, the Level Up conference, where we were able to learn things to grow our agency, but also to get an award because we're one of the top 0.6% of agencies in the world. And that was really cool. So there were a lot of speakers, some better than others, but so many good things that I was able to take away from each of the speakers. And I want to share with you guys, like, the big theme of the conference definitely was AI and how you should be using AI today to be able to grow your small business. And I do think AI is so important. It is where I'm moving. Honestly, it's why I want to teach it to you guys, because as you know, like for me, I don't want to just do something and then after I do it, I say, okay, well, this is what you do. Well, listen, you're a small business owner. Things are moving too fast. I have to teach you, like, this is what I'm currently doing. I have used AI to condense my team. I've used it to cut my payroll by probably about 80%. I'm not taking that money, but what I am doing is I'm using that to be able to better serve my customers, to be able to give my customers more value for even less money than what I was charging them before. That's what I've done. And honestly, as many coaches, go kaput and fall flat on their faces, we're thriving and we're doing extremely well. And so yes, I'm using AI, but I think there was another theme. And so at the conference, there was a huge talk about AI and how you can use AI, what are the things you can do, and Sora and Claude and ChatGPT and Gemini and all that stuff. Okay, great. But one of the things that I felt like was very similar amongst most of the speakers, especially on the second day, was the importance of brand. And at the end of the day, things are going to change. But what doesn't really change is your brand. Okay. Your brand is the most important thing. And there was a speaker, I don't know if I necessarily like fancy the guy that much, but he did bring up some really, he brought up his story, and his story alone was enough for me to say, you know what, I'm going to talk today on the podcast about him. Okay. So, he kind of claims himself as the original shark on Shark Tank. Seems a little, whatever. But at the end of the day, he has a really good story. And his name is Kevin Harrington. And he was the guy that created the As Seen on TV brand, right? You remember like Billy Banks? Remember the Jinsu knives? Tony Little, you can't do it, with the whatever machine, the exercise thing, yeah, right? And the George Foreman grill. Okay. So his company was the company that basically did the infomercials at night. And you never knew who Kevin Harrington was, but he was the one that brought on people that were able to sell like at trade shows and stuff like that. And basically get them on TV so that they can sell one-to-many, and blew up their brands, right? But then, just like everything else, times change and the amount that it costs to be able to get on those infomercials at night goes way up, and people aren't on watching TV as much. Now everything's moving to social media, and that business went kaput. And here was the problem. The problem is that when that business went kaput, that opportunity, he didn't really have a brand. He built other people's brands. He gave them social media. He gave them distribution channels on TV to be able to get them in front of people. But Tony Little today still makes money from commercials, whether they're commercials making fun of him or whatever, but he makes money from that, right? Whether it's Billy Banks, it's George Foreman. I know he's passed away now, but I think you get the point, is that when you build a brand, no matter if the thing that you are selling goes away, you can still reinvent yourself. Now, I have not built a brand as big as those people, but I have built enough of a brand to where I have been able to reinvent myself, and I take my brand and my reputation wherever it is that I go. And it has served me quite well, because it gives me that freedom that I can pivot And I think a lot of people don't have that freedom because they don't have any brand. They don't have a reputation, good or bad. They just don't have anything. And I think if you don't have anything, I think that is as bad or worse as having a bad brand or having a bad reputation. Having nothing is bad. And so he brought up that story, and that story really just sat with me. And I was like, gosh, man, like that's something that you can take with you wherever you go. You can take with you wherever you go. Shaq has a brand, right? Shaq has made many mistakes. He has been, he's made a lot of mistakes, but he has a brand. And his brand allows him to get so many opportunities and deals all the time. Michael Jordan obviously has such a big brand, right? Huge brand. And they're even saying that, like, if Jordan has his shoes, and if he collaborates with any other star athlete and has his brand and links with another star athlete, the shoes will always sell worse than if it just has his brand alone. His brand is extremely strong, right? So the reality is that, like, brand matters. And we're not going to necessarily be Jordan or Shaq, but we have the ability to be able to build on our brand. And that's what I want to just remind you guys of today. There's an acronym that he used inside of his presentation, and I wanted to share that acronym with you all today and just maybe give yourself a little score on, hey, where am I with regards to this? All right. So it's BRAND. All right. So B is books and blogging. Books and blogging. So do you have a book? Are you an author? Are you considered an authority in your space? I mean, you do realize a DPT alone is not going to cut it, right? But do you have a book? Have you written the book on something? Are you considered an authority to what the public considers an authority? You know what the public considers, or not a DPT? They consider a book an authority. So are you an author in any way? Okay. The R is recording video content. Okay. Do you record content? Do people know what you look like? Do people know your tone? Do people know your mannerisms? Are you consistent? Are you consistent in how you're showing up and what you're talking about? Okay. Recording video so people can see you. All right. The A stands for audio, podcasting, and speaking. Just think about this for a second. I'm here not only doing this on video, but this is a podcast. This is not my first podcast. I've done over 550 episodes of the first podcast, which was The Hunt for Greatness. Over 250 episodes of the second podcast, which was Wealth Code Secrets. And now The Secrets for Success, right? Podcast after podcast, audio after audio, and then speaking and getting on stages, stages, not just physical stages like events, but getting on other people's podcasts. Are you building and moving your reputation beyond just your personal little circle? Okay. The N stands for networking. Like, are you reaching out to more people? Are other people talking about you? Guys, what you want to do is you want to get to the point where other people are talking about you more than you are talking about other people. Man, when that flips, when that happens for you, I'm telling you right now, good things are about to come your way. It's networking, hosting events. Are you known as someone that brings people together? Are you known, like, does your value go beyond you physically being there? Right? Like, I always talk about, hey, let's not trade time for money. Let's do this. Let's do that. Okay, great. But, like, do you know right now, if this week people are going to be in a circle and they're going to be saying, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful for you because you brought this person and this person together. Like, does that happen to you? Okay. And then the D stands for delivering value. Like, are you constantly delivering value to other people? Are you delivering value? Are you creating your own organization? Guys, as I go through these things, this brand formula, I look at it, and this is not, I did this as an audit for myself. Well, do I create books? Well, yes, I have my book right here. Okay. This is not my first book. This is my second big book, my ninth, mini book, but I have books. People look at me as an authority in certain areas. Okay. Greg Todd, he's an online guy. Blogging. I don't do so good at that. I used to do blogging, but I'm not doing as much as what I used to do. I got to get better with that. Okay. Do I record video content? Yes, I do. Can I record more? I could probably do triple what I used to do, especially with AI. Okay, audio podcasting and speaking. Do I do a lot of audio podcasting? I think I do a really good job at that. Do I do enough speaking? No, not enough. I said to myself, next year, I want to speak on 10 stages. I want to speak on 10 stages next year. Okay, networking and hosting events. Do I do a lot of networking? I do. Do I host a lot of events? I used to do a big event every year. I didn't do it this year. And now I'm really considering, man, do I need to get back to that? It's always such a huge spark to my brand. And then delivering value and creating your own organization. Do I deliver? I feel like I deliver a lot of value. Have I created my own organization? Yes, through SSHC. And, now I'm really like wondering, should I create, something else that can live beyond just a for-profit company? Guys, these are things I really want you thinking about for yourself. Hey man, have you written a book? Are you recording video content? And how much are you really doing? Are you doing audio? Because people watch things, but people also want to listen. Okay, that's where people pass time. Are you networking? Are you hosting events? Are you bringing people together? Are you creating your own organization? Are you delivering value? These are things that you should be holding on to every single day. This is like, am I doing something every single day to build my brand? Because let me tell you something. If you do that, I ain't talking about for a month or two. You do that for a couple years. I don't care what you do. It's going to follow you in a good way. It's going to give you that freedom that if you need to pivot, you can, because you're bringing your brand with you. It's also going to make people want to anchor to your brand. And the more people want to anchor to your brand, the more valuable you become in the marketplace. At least from a marketplace standpoint, not in the eyes of God, but from a marketplace standpoint. So I don't know. I think that's really powerful. I hope you kind of lean on those things today. Just think about it. BRAND. Are you doing those things? Go ahead and audit yourself. Love you guys. Till next time.